Hello, I'm Dr. Fred Jones. The most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. In today's training, we're going to unpack that. Yep, we're going to unpack that saying. The most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. We're going to unpack it, we're going to break it down, and we're going to help you see exactly what that means. I'm going to share this out now on where am I going to share it? I'm going to share this out on LinkedIn, and I want to encourage you all to invite your followers. I'm going to talk to you tonight about your worth and your value. That's right, your worth and your value. You know, I come on and I tell you the most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention to the wrong people. Well, tonight I'm going to break it down and explain to you why that is so important. We're going to break it down and explain to you why that is so important. So I want to invite you all to go ahead and share the broadcast. Those of you who are following me, go ahead and check this out. I want you all to uh, uh, go ahead and come on in and share the broadcast. Go ahead and share the broadcast. Tonight, I'm going to be teaching a subject that many of you may not be interested in listening to. Some of you may not be interested in listening to it. I'm going to be talking about 10 curses. I'm going to be talking about your worth and your value. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about why you discount yourself. That's right. Why you are not getting paid what you're worth, why people are not respecting you the way you should be respected, why you're not being honored the way you should be honored. I'm going to be talking about something that's going to be pretty hard. So you may want to check out, you may not even want to listen, and that's fine. But those of you who are interested in developing the value of your voice, those of you who are interested in turning your words into wealth, those of you who are interested in turning your wisdom into wealth, then you're going to want this training tonight. It's going to be tight, but it's going to be right. I'm going to help you. I'm Dr. Fred Jones. Good evening, Juanita Poles. Juanita, good to see you, ma'am. I'm Dr. Fred Jones, the world's only worthologist. I serve and support women of faith, women who believe in self-investing, and women who want to take their message to the masses. If that's you, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. I do that through serving and supporting you in several ways. I help you write a book, I can help you build a brand, and I can help you grow your business. That's right. My company helps you write books. My company helps you build a brand. My company help you grow your business, be it a coaching business, be it a consulting business, or be it a speaking business. I can help you. We can help you do that. Now, I have three ways that I support people right now. Three ways that I support them. I have a program called Bestseller Overnight. That's my short-term 14-day program where I help you launch your book to become #1 bestseller on Amazon, called Bestseller Overnight. The other way I serve and support you is through my Build Your Business Mastermind. That's right, Build Your Business Mastermind. I have about 25 or 30 students in that mastermind program right now. That's another product that I serve. And then the other way I serve you is I serve you through one-on-one exclusive coaching. That's right, where you work exactly one-on-one with me. I meet with you, talk with you. I serve and support you in a customized way. Now, I've been in this space since 1991. Can I get somebody to put that in the comment box? 1991. That's when I got started in this space. And I like to tell people that because I like to kind of give you a timeline or a frame line for when I've been doing this. In 1991, I heard the word intellectual property. I need you to just put IP in the comment box. I want y'all to work with me tonight because what I'm going to teach you is going to really help you. It's going to strengthen that belief muscle. It's going to strengthen that your ability to see the unlimitedness of your awesomeness. The unlimitedness of your awesomeness. In 1991, that's right. That's right. IP. IP is intellectual property. Intellectual property. I first heard the word intellectual property in 1991. And when I heard that word, I was in law school. And Carrie de Bessonet said, intellectual property is property of the mind and not property of the hands. Property that you create through speaking, property that you create through your words, property that you create through your thoughts. And when those words and thoughts and ideas are placed in a tangible format, they become intellectual property. Do you know that more than 2/3 of the world's wealth is in intellectual property? More than 2/3 of the world's wealth is intellectual property. Yes, the unlimitedness of awesomeness, the unlimitedness of your awesomeness. So good to see you. Thank you for coming in on Periscope. Your value is unlimited. Your worth is without measure, but your price is what you're willing to accept. So tonight, I'm going to be training and teaching you on why and how so many people give discounts on their genius. You see, you are too gifted. You are too gifted. You are a genius in God. God has made you gifted. God has made you genius, and there's no reason you should be beneath your poverty level. Okay, property that you create through thoughts, words, and action. Thoughts, words, and ideas. That's sure right. That's it. That's what it is. That's intellectual property. And so I've been helping people, folks, since 1991. Let me give you just a little bit more on me. I see a few new people in the room. In 1991, I heard the word intellectual property in law school. Fast forward to 2003, I wrote my first book. 2006, I published that book and became a best-selling author in 2015. After 2015, I matched my college salary 1 year. I matched it again the next year. And after that, I walked away and became a full-time paid writer, speaker, coach. And that's what I do. And that's what we're going to serve you with tonight. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about is 10 curses of cheap coaching. Okay, now the goal here is to help you take the limits off of who you are. Okay, so I want you to see this now. Now, when was the last time you were facing expensive car repair? Now, this is an article that I wrote. I did this teaching some time ago. I'm going to read some of it to you, but I won't read it all to you. I'm just going to hit these high points. When was the last time you were facing expensive car repairs and a friend leaned over and confidently shared that he knows someone who can do it cheaper on the side? Come on, somebody, cheaper on the side. One thing you don't want to do is hire a cheap coach. 10 curses of cheap coaching. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because I'm going to show you 10 reasons why. You know, your friends say, I know somebody who can do it on the side. You can apply this scenario to different situations, but when you apply it to your writing and your coaching and your business, you're compromising more than your pocketbook. When you get somebody to help you on the side, you're compromising more than your bank account. You're compromising who you are. You're compromising your legacy. Your writing project is a major investment in time, soul searching, motivation, and creativity. You need someone who understands each phase of your business, who can help you move forward. Okay. So the number one problem with cheap coaching is it does not challenge you. Okay, put that in the comment box. Cheap coaching will not challenge you. You see, folks, we have to be challenged if we want to go further. We have to be challenged if we want to be bigger. You see, many of you are frustrated because you've not been challenged. Many of you right now are looking for the next step because you are bored. You know there's more in you. You know people come to you for different things, but you have not yet pushed out. Cheap coaching does not challenge you. Okay, this does not push you. I remember I was in a mastermind class. And my coach had told me that I should be charging $10,000 for my product. Well, I started off that way, and then like 3 or 6 months later, I had a one-on-one session with the coach, and she said, "How much is your product?" I said, like $5,000. I said something like that. I had gone down on my prices. She said, "I thought your product was $10,000. I said, "Oh, I gave a discount. I marked it down." She looked at me on the phone. She said, "What is your problem with saying $10,000. Let me talk to some of y'all right now. Some of you have not been challenged. The reason you're struggling in your business, the reason you're struggling in your finances, you've not dreamed big enough. You've not been challenged. Cheap coaching is a curse. Okay. So number one, it does not challenge you. Number two, cheap coaching does not change you. Number two, it does not change you. You see, writing a book or building a business is life changing. You see, just writing your story will cause you to reflect on unresolved issues or acts of grace. A good coach will encourage you to dig for authenticity, and it will change the way you see yourself and your life. You see, a real coach will cause you to dig for authenticity. A real coach will cause you to dig for the corners in your life that you don't want to talk about. A real coach will not be scared of you. A real coach doesn't just want your money. A real coach wants to get the message over to you. Come on now. A real coach has a passion for the people and not just a passion to get paid. Come on. A real coach want to see your life transform so that you'll see the glory of God upon you. I'm talking about 10 curses of cheap coaching. Number one, it does not challenge you. Number two, it does not change you. Number three, it does not call you higher. Cheap coaching does not call you higher. You see, you're bigger than what you've been believing. You're better than what you've been saying. And it's time for you to walk into it. Cheap coaching does not call you higher. If you're writing a book, creating a brand, or building a business, you're in pursuit of a deeper meaning. You want your life to count. Okay, cheap coaching does not change you. You see what I'm saying? It does not change you. Okay, so number three is it does not call you higher. That's it right there. It does not call you higher. You were designed for more. Okay, come on. You were designed for hard. You see, some people can't take hard things in life. Some people can't take rejection. Some people can't take being left out. Some people can't take being ignored. Some people can't handle hard times. But the stuff that you've been through, many other people would have done quit by now, but you're still standing. You're still here. You still got the victory. Cheap coaching does not call you higher. You see, a good coach is going to challenge you to step up to the mic. A good coach is going to challenge you to get back in the game. A good coach is going to tell you it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. You see, so if you're writing a book, building a brand, or growing a business, you've got to move on a little higher. You got to step up a little higher. Okay. Number four, cheap coaching does nothing for your comfort zone. Okay, come on. A cheap coach does nothing for your comfort zone. It does nothing for your comfort zone. You stand there and a cheap coach is scared to tell you that wasn't good enough. A cheap coach is scared to tell you need to do that over. A cheap coach is scared to tell you that is unacceptable. But when you care about people, when you care about your clients more than you care about cash, you will call people out of their comfort zone. A cheap coach does nothing for your comfort zone. That's right, does nothing for your comfort zone. You see, when you got an A in a difficult school subject, didn't it change the way you looked at that subject? Wouldn't your comfort zone expand to include excellence in that area? Do you feel uncomfortable about your writing or your business? Maybe you haven't expanded excellence into your comfort zone. Become comfortable with expanding and improving yourself. You have to push yourself. But cheap coaching does nothing for your comfort zone. Okay? All right. Are you ready for this one? Number five. We're going to 10. I'm on number 5. Number 5, cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. Oh, that is so good right there. I've seen this happen so much online. People go around online and they like, I'm on cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. Cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. Can I tell you why I can teach this subject tonight? I can teach this subject tonight because I have invested in coaching. I have invested thousands of dollars in coaching. Come on, somebody. Those of you who've been following me for some time, you know I've invested thousands. I've gone into the 401k. I've gone into the insurance policies. I did everything I could to keep this brand and this business going. And here I am 8 years later. Cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. That is exactly right. You see, here's the deal. In order for you to be in alignment and in integrity with your fees, it's hard for you to tell somebody you're going to charge them $5,000 or $10,000 for coaching if you've never paid that much. If you never paid that much, you're going to have a hard time telling somebody else that they need to pay you that amount. It just doesn't work. You see, it doesn't bother me to tell people that they need to pay me $25,000 or $30,000. You know why? Because I've paid $50,000 for coaching. Hello, somebody. Hello, got the receipt, the t-shirt, and the fruit to prove it. I've paid thousands in coaching. Okay, I'm going to calm down. But cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. You see, when you've invested in yourself to that level, then other people will pay you that amount. You see, you see, that's the way that works. Okay, number 6. Cheap coaching does not change your community. Now watch this. Cheap coaching does not change your community. When you get in a new community and a new level of coaching, you got a new level of people that's thinking on a different level. Hello, did you hear me? Next level living requires a next level conversation, a next level community, and a next level coach. Cheap coaching does not change your community. It does not change your community because you're around the same people who never invested, the same people who say that costs too much, the same people who are talking about they're going to do something someday, the same people. And when you're around the same people, if you want to get something different, then you need to be in a different group. If you want different, then you need to get in a different group. I recently joined a $1 million mastermind. That's right. I recently joined a $1 million mastermind. And you know something? All those people are thinking about making millions of dollars. All those people have $1 million mindset. All those people are thinking millions, because it was the $1 million mastermind. I met new friends. Cheap coaching does not put you in those kind of communities. When you just trying to barely get by, when you just trying to pay the cheapest, when you just looking for the discount, when you looking for the hookup, you ain't trying to be no giant. You're running around acting like a guinea pig. You're not trying to be a giant. If you're asking somebody for a deal, you're not trying to be a giant. If you're telling people that something costs too much, you're not trying to be a giant. Nobody should hire you to be their coach if you tell somebody that their coaching is charging too much. How are you going to tell somebody else what their value is? You're trying to bring them down to your level. That's what you're trying to do. And that ain't right, Judge. That ain't right. Cheap coaching does not change your community. $1 million mindset. That's right. You got to have $1 million mindset. All right. Number 7. Oh, this is so good. I got number 6 right here. We're about to go for number 7. Cheap coaching does not change your conversation. Put that in there for me, please. Cheap coaching does not change your conversation. When you started moving with people who are thinking bigger, when you start moving with people who are thinking outside of the box, when you start moving around with people who are thinking unlimited living, those people talk different. They don't be talking about, oh, I can't do that. Oh, this ain't gonna work. Oh, that's just too much. They don't even use that kind of language. Cheap coaching use that kind of language. Cheap coaching does not change your conversation. You be running around here talking about, girl, you know they ought to do something. Somebody ought to help me. Somebody else ought to do this for me. Cheap coaching does not change your conversation. It'll have you talking like a duck for the rest of your life, or talking like a chicken. You be running around like chick, chick, chick. You be talking like a chicken. You know what? And by the way, do you know the difference between chickens and eagles? Okay, I'm going to give it to you. Eagles execute. Chickens explain. Chickens just go around trying to explain. Well, you know, I would have, but I tried to do this, but chickens use the word tried a lot. They be like, I tried, and it didn't work out. I tried. Chickens try. Eagles make it happen. Eagles execute. Giants step into that scary place. Giants step out on a limb onto their scary place, and they trust God for the results. Hello, my friends. You got to trust God if you're going to run a business online. You got to trust God if you're going to step out here in this internet and change people's lives. You got to trust God if you're going to help people see bigger and better and brighter. You can't just be paying attention to everything that's going on in the news and believing what the news say and believing what Dr. Kakadiak say. You got to hear from God and believe God. Okay, so cheap coaching does not change your conversation. All right, folks, we got 3 more and we're almost out of here. Cheap coaching does not correct you. A cheap coach, they won't correct you. Do you know why a cheap coach will not correct you? Cheap coaching does not correct you. It will not. A cheap coach will not correct you. Can I tell you why? I want after you put this one up here, Miss Juanita, after you put this one up here, I'm going to tell you why cheap coaching does not correct you. If your cheap coach goes along with everything you're doing, why do you need that person? You see, good business people engage and get good reviews, good editors, good coaches to help them shape their project into a cheap coaching does not correct you. All I want to say about this one is right here. I want y'all to hear me good on this one. Hear me good on this one. Hear this one loud and clear. Hear this one loud and clear. Hear this one loud and clear. You can't lead a people you need. Okay? I need you to put that in there. You can't lead a people you need. If the coach needs you, then the coach is dependent on you. That ain't going to work. Because you won't even correct that person because you'll be scared they're going to run away from you. That's cheap coaching. That's cheap coaching. Now, a coach in a good coaching relationship, there should be mutual respect. In a good coaching relationship, there should be reciprocity. You should be firing off on a good coach. A good coach ought to cause your baby to jump. A good coach ought to cause something to go off on the inside of you. A good coach ought to cause you to leap a little higher. A good coach ought to fire you up. A good coach ought to cause you to believe you can do it. You can't lead a people you need. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Okay, so a good coach will not correct you. A good coach will not correct you. Okay, are you ready for number 9? Number 9. A good coach, watch this. Cheap coaching does not confront you. A cheap coach will not confront you. They will not correct you, and a cheap coach will not confront you. That is huge right there. That is huge. That is big as Texas. A cheap coach will be scared. A cheap coach will hold back. But a real coach, she will get in your grill. A real coach will kick your butt in a spirit, in love. I ain't saying nothing violent or nothing like that. I don't believe in that. But a real coach will handle up on you. You know, a cheap coach will not confront you. I had a client the other day, she was like kind of like going off in the group and everything. And I'm here to tell you, before I knew it, I had to like just set the record straight with that situation. I had to set the record straight, because if you don't run your coaching programs with authority and with a clarity and with love for your people. You got to love your community enough that you won't let somebody come in and pollute your community. You see what I'm saying? But cheap coaching will just let everybody in and compromise the whole group. When you get a group of champions together, my God, you got something that's going to go somewhere. When you put a group of people together that love one another, that respect one another, that's going to support one another, that's going to strengthen one another, you got a community of giants. You got a community of genius. You got a community that's going to show the glory of God. That's the problem with a lot of churches now. We just go along with stuff just to get along. Go along to get along. No. If you come up in here, you coming right and you're going to come tight. Okay. But cheap coaching will not correct you. And are you ready for number 10? Number 10, a cheap coach does not build your confidence. Oh, this is so good. Man, God, this is so good. A cheap coach will not build your confidence. When you find yourself doing things that you have never done before, when you find yourself breaking records, when you find yourself exceeding expectation, when you find yourself going beyond, your confidence is going to grow. I remember I had a client, number 10, cheap coaching does not build your confidence. It does not build your confidence. I had a client once. She went through my program called Bestseller Overnight. And so she went through that program, and of course she was successful, right? She was successful. And she went through the program, and her book became a bestseller. She was number one on a lot of different levels. And she got off of there after her program ended. She told her husband about it. And then she came on screen. I said, "Tell me how you feel." She says, "Wow, I feel confident." She said, and I asked her husband, I said, "What happened to your wife after she launched her book with us?" He said, "Wow, I've seen her confidence grow." I had another client to go through that program, Alicia. Alicia went through that program, and she said, "I went to bed, Alicia Berberidge. I woke up, Alicia Berberidge, international best-selling author." I had another lady go through that program. She says, "Now that I'm a best-selling author, Dr. Jones," she said, "I wonder what else is possible." That was so cool when she said that. She said, "I wonder what else if is possible." Okay. I wonder what else is possible. I want to share with you guys something. If you want to go further with me, if you want to know more about this, if you want to develop unlimited abundance, if you want to go further, some of y'all are watching this and you're like, "Man, I sure would like to know more. Maybe I would like to work with you. I would like to work with you." Then I'm going to suggest to you to go look at drfredjones.com/mastermind. drfredjones.com/mastermind. Miss Poole, I want to thank you for your note taking. You have been so studious. I'm going to run back through these notes, and I want to find out what stood out to you most tonight. What was that one thing that stood out to you? Okay, so I gave you the 10 curses of cheap coaching. The 10 curses of cheap coaching, okay? That was our title here tonight, 10 curses of cheap coaching. I said, number 1, cheap coaching does not challenge you. Number 2, I said cheap coaching does not change you. Number 3, I said cheap coaching does not call you higher. Number 4, I said cheap coaching does nothing for your comfort zone. Number 5, cheap coaching does not set you up to charge your worth. Number 6, cheap coaching does not change your community. Number 7, cheap coaching does not change your conversation. Number 8, cheap coaching does not correct you. Number 9, and then I said cheap coach, I said you can't lead the people you need. And then number 10, I said cheap coaching does not confront you. And then I gave you number 10. Cheap coaching does not build your confidence. It does not build your confidence. Folks, I'm excited about this. I'm excited. That's my mastermind right there. If you're interested in the mastermind, then that's awesome. But by the way, some of y'all might be interested in my boot camp. the Virtual Speaker Boot Camp. VRTUTUAL Virtual Speaker SPEAKER Boot Camp. BOOTCAMP. I wanted you to go to drfredjones.com/boot camp. BOTCAMP. Okay, here we go. So some of y'all might be interested in my virtual speaker boot camp. I got a virtual speakers boot camp coming up. That's going to be happening this Saturday. The virtual speaker boot camp. I'm going to be teaching you guys how my son, Jonathan, using the teachings that I've been teaching him, did almost $20,000 doing virtual speaking engagements in the pandemic. Just since the month of March, I'm going to be teaching some principles that Jonathan used in his business to become a paid speaker in the middle of all that's been going on in our world right now. And that's because he thought like a giant. Yes, ma'am. I'm looking forward to you being there, ma'am. Looking forward to you being there. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So this virtual speaker boot camp is going to serve and support you. We're going to be giving you step-by-step support. We're going to be giving you scripts to use. We're going to be showing you exactly what Jonathan did to get paid for those speaking engagements throughout this pandemic. So we look forward to you all being there. Okay. For those of you who want more information on it, just go to drfredjones.com/bootcamp. drfredjones.com/bootcamps. Thank you all. Now, what stood out? Now, did I get some standout? What was your aha moment? Give me one thought that was like aha for you tonight. Give me one thought before we go. Give me one big like, wow, that was good. Like, wow, that hit home. What was the one thing about this that changed that was the most beautiful for you? Okay, I'm going to give you a few moments to put that in the comment box. I want to thank you all for hanging out with us. I want to thank you all for being here, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you. $1 million mindset. Yes. That's a mindset. That's a mindset. And once you develop that kind of mindset, then you're on your way. There's no limits to what you can do out here when you develop that mindset. And that mindset is a muscle. Mindset is a muscle, and it has everything to do about your community. It has everything to do with the conversation. It has everything to do with who you're coaching with, who you're hanging out with, your conversation, your community, your connections. You see, and when you develop that mindset for more, that mindset for bigger, there's no limit to how far you can go. There's no limits to how far you can go. Okay? I love all of you. I value all of you. I respect all of you. And I pray that you all have a wonderful day in the Lord. I'm Dr. Fred Jones, reminding you the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. Have a good night and God bless. Bye-bye.